For those of you that were not on the beginning phase of the video, we're gonna go ahead and do a quick overview. If you have any questions, just go ahead and write it in the comment section below. You could either watch the beginning of this video or the previous one, or just ask in the comment section, and I'd be more than happy to provide you with the tools necessary for you to make this happen. And I could also answer question right now. It's all right. All right, so in the previous that are required in order, it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 100, 1,000, 100,000, or a million, it requires is something as simple as a landing page. We're going to call that LP, landing page, an AR, which was an autoresponder. We talked about that. And then you're also going to have to have an offer, right? So the landing page is for you to capture data. The autoresponder is for you to communicate, whether it's email or SMS. And the offer is obviously what you're selling, or giveaway, selling, right? This is actually something I wrote, right? But the attention is right here. The lead magnet, the landing page. You have to create an offer that's so good that someone would be stupid, that they would literally feel stupid for saying no. Shout out to Alex Hormozy. That's where you capture the data. And a lot of marketers, what they do is they offer something for free, whether it's an ebook, a checklist, a PDF, uh, a how-to guide. Um, that's how they get your information. And a lot of times they know that the word free is the most expensive word in the dictionary. So marketers have abused it, and they still use it because they understand that most people run to the word free. So, with that being said, I will give you access to a community for free. Go ahead and join, no cost, and you will actually get access to some of the tools that will help you be able to do this. You see what I did there? Free, 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 free. Most people, 90% of the world loves the word free. And there's some people that understand that. So they're willing to give you something up front, knowing that on the back end, they're going to be able to get something back in return. In fact, I'm going to give you a personal story. One of the reasons why I am hesitant to take stuff from people is because I know this. And it's so real that people that don't even know it still operate under this premise. It's like it's inherently in us. It's like a law of reciprocity, right? So it's like when somebody does something for you, by default, it's in us to want to do something in return. So I'm really hesitant to take stuff from people because it's hard to find it's hard to find out if somebody's doing it from an intent of actually wanting to help or if they want something in return. So my strategy, something that I've done is like, I'm good. I'll tell them no, or I'll try to provide value up front. I'll try to give them something. It's like, I mean, yeah, I'll take it, but you have to accept this from me because I understand the law of reciprocity, and whether they understand it or no, I do. And if somebody gives me something, even if they don't want something from me, I know by default of how I operate, I'm going to want to give something back in return. So again, I like to start the relationship up. I like to start the relationship off with me giving, and that's just what it is. But understand that about the world, and when you see something that says free, know that they're going to want money from you. Trust me. Trust me. Even nonprofit organizations get money from you somehow. Trust me. So there's nothing in this world that's free. Nothing. Keep that in mind. So these are some of the tools that you're going to need. All right. Now we're going to continue on with where we left off. Now that you have an overview of what we spoke about in the previous video, traffic. We're going to talk about traffic. And when I say traffic, I'm not talking about what most of us hate when 4:30, 5 o'clock comes around. I'm talking about internet traffic. I'm talking about the traffic that generates income, life-changing income. How do you get this, right? So creating the framework is one step, right? Making a landing page, setting up an autoresponder, finding a good offer. All of this does require skills, which I'll get into in another video. But for now, I'm going to keep it very surface level. And as the questions come in, I'll dive deeper into how to find a good offer. I'll recommend a good autoresponder to help you save money on the front and back end, and also tools that could help you create landing pages. And if you don't have the skill set from a creative perspective to create, from a creative perspective to make an effective landing page, I'll be able to set you up with tools that have some some templates that could help you start instead of starting from scratch. All right, so now traffic. One of the platforms that we could use for traffic is, drum roll please, handy dandy, Facebook, IG, we have Twitter, or my bad, X. I'm gonna keep that like that. I'm gonna exit out. LinkedIn, right? We have Snapchat, and there's so many more, but I'm just gonna name the main ones. Google, we have Google. You could run ads on YouTube, and we'll keep it there, right? I'll give you guys a hack. I'm gonna teach you guys something. Facebook, IG, LinkedIn. I've never played with Snapchat, but I'm pretty confident. Most of them have imitated Google. So if you could take the time to understand Google's platform, you'll go into all of these other platforms with confidence. And this doesn't require a bachelor's degree. It doesn't require 4 years of college. None of that. It just requires you to sit down and watch somebody do it over and over, and then graduate to actually running your first ad. There's different levels to running ads. There's different metrics to pay attention to. But the ability to get in front of hundreds of thousands of people is actually possible. Versus back then, the only way to do that would be influence. Or, I mean, it depends how far back we go, but it would be influence or depending on how much money you had in order to get into the big networks. Now you literally have the ability to do that. Now this is a live market, meaning Facebook, IG, LinkedIn especially. The ads are super expensive. Why? Because people have found value in reaching out to the people in these networks, and because they have a lot of data. You can target specific audiences based off the information that they've given these social media platforms. So the more accurate data that these social media accounts, these social media platforms have, the more people that put money toward these ad platforms, the more expensive the cost will go. But it's a live market. So if you stay active, you'll realize that 1 year or maybe for 2 years, Facebook ads could start increasing. But at the same time, because most of that attention is on Facebook, then LinkedIn and Twitter ads will be underpriced. And then maybe TikTok starts going up from a ads perspective. And then when a lot of people start running to TikTok, then Facebook ads begin to go down in value. So one of the hacks that I would recommend is learn Google ads, because Google will give you a good framework to understand most of these platforms. And as you navigate with the market, you could inject more of your marketing dollars where it makes sense for you and your financial budget, your marketing budget. So traffic, there's paid, and then there's free. But like I said, there's nothing free in this world. Nothing. Remember that. Nothing, nothing, nothing. So with free, father time exists, right? So with free, you have to invest your time. Yes, you have to post content consistently. You have to actually provide value. You can't shill, or you can't link drop on every post. You literally have to post value. You have to provide value to capture somebody's attention, retain that attention, and then at some point develop a relationship to offer something to them. And this takes time, especially when people are investing thousands upon thousands of dollars on these platforms to get in front of your client. So although you may actually be providing value, the end user may not see your information, your content, your whatever message you're giving to them, because there is someone on the other side of the world that's paying 300 a month, 4, 5, $1,000 a month, 2,000. There's people that spend millions, millions, and millions on these platforms to put their product in front of the person that you want to get a hold of. It's just what it is. So that's why this, although it's free, it doesn't cost you anything to post. It costs any finance. It doesn't cost anything financially. It costs you time. Just keep that in mind. But it is an option, right? It is an option. And then there's paid. This is how you break through. This is how I call this playing offense. You know, when you're running paid ads, I believe that now you're on the offense. You're not just on the sideline, or you're not on defense waiting for something to come to you. You're literally on the offense, and you're in the game when it comes to this marketing stuff. Because even though there's people that spend more, now it's just a matter of what is it that you're putting in front of the people that see your ad. And then you have to go back on the drawing board and see, okay, so if I'm getting X amount of engagement, but I'm not getting subscriptions, then maybe there's something with my offer, right? But when you're doing free, it's really hard to go back on the drawing board because you don't have enough data to make these decisions. For example, I have an ad that's running. I've ran it for less than a month. I ran two different ones. One in the U.S., one in the U.S. and the U.K. The other one in, man, a whole bunch of different parts of the world. And one of them I have over 1,000 engagements, close to 800 clicks on my link, but not nearly the amount of subscriptions. So when you reverse engineer, you're like, okay, so people are actually clicking on the link, but they stop there. So what is it, right? But there's no way for me to have analyzed that and come to that conclusion. I mean, eventually I would have been able to, but there's no way I would have been able to come to that conclusion without paying for ads, right? I'm also come to the conclusion that people that running ads outside of the country are way cheaper than America. So if you run ads in the US, is going to be a lot more expensive than running an ad in other parts of the world. Now, there's a trade off, obviously, but depending on the offer, depending on what you are offering, and if it's um, affordable for people outside of the country, you may be able to find a winner or at least get it. But yeah, ads outside of the US are way cheaper. Now, there's a reason, obviously, um, but if you find the right offer, it could actually be a good opportunity for you. You just have to do a little market research and know, because people all over the world are buying online. You just have to find out what they're buying and put that offer in front of them. All right, talk about what they're buying and putting that offer in front of them. That leads me over to the last pillar that I'm going to talk about, which is offer. And the offer is this is something that I had to learn. It took me years to understand this. A lot of, in the marketing space, they call this niche. They call this, what's your niche? What niche do you want to get into? And a lot of us think from a framework of, okay, what do I love? What am I passionate about? And I understand where that psychology could come from, that decision making could come from, because ultimately you're going to be involved in this space. But I would challenge you to try to come up with a different decision, because, all right, let's get real. A lot of us work jobs, but a lot of times I'm not going to say we don't love our jobs. Most people, they're not like excited about work, but they do it because it has a result. So you have to make a decision on your own, right? So yes, it makes sense about, but also remember you're not the customer. Remember that statement right there helped me to take a different approach. I'm not the customer. I'm not going to sit here and I'm not buying my product all day, every day. I'm not marketing to myself. Now, again, one would argue and say, yeah, but if you're going to be doing research and you're going to be posting stuff, you want to make sure that you're semi interested in this niche. Yeah, I mean, we could argue that is true, but we're doing this for results, right? We want to get results. So it really depends on you, but just keep in mind, you're not marketing to yourself. So when you think about a niche, think about what the market responds to. For example, and I learned this lesson when I started doing ecom. I was like, I kept looking for products that I would buy. And I would skip out on products that didn't make sense to me. But when I did a little bit of market research, I realized, wait, this is actually being bought. And what was holding me back is because in my mind, I'm saying I would never buy this. But that's where the lesson came, is like, it doesn't matter if I would buy it or not. Somebody else will. And I'm not selling it to myself. So just keep that in mind when you're thinking about a niche. Um, Also, there's a couple things that I would look for as well. There, depending on the actual platform that you're looking for these offers, you want to look at over 50% commission that they pay. They pay 50+% commission, right? And then you want to, this isn't required, but I recommend. So I'm going to write 50% plus commission. And then this right here is huge. So if you could wrap your head around recurring revenue, that's where real freedom comes. What am I talking about? It's thinking outside the box. Instead of just selling a product that somebody most likely will only get one time, yes, it may require you to put a little more time on the front end, but just imagine if you can make one sale and it cost you 200 to make the sale, but it's a recurring revenue of $50 a month. So around month 6, month 8, you're you're starting to see some profit, and you're a little more excited than just having to sell a product one time, and then next month you're going to have to sell it again, and then the following month you're going to have to find new clients and sell it again. So this all depends on the offer that you choose, right? So one idea that I would give you guys is software. Software is a good product to sell because software is usually something that requires someone to stay engaged and pay month to month. There's also access to community, right? So access to community, if they're a community that provides value and you can get a kickback by referring people over to them. But yeah, these are just some ideas for you to get into. There's also high ticket items as well that you could choose to focus on. So there's products that are $4,000 or $5,000, but realize that the more expensive the product, that sell to be able to close that sale. But essentially, 50% of a higher ticket item could obviously be worth a lot more for you. You have to really make a decision depending on what is it that you're looking for. But where could you find offers? So I'm going to just mention a couple things. Amazon is one. AV Zoo is another. ClickBank is another. Right? So these are companies that they're a market. They're a market for people that have a product and they are looking for people to sell their product. So Amazon, ClickBank, JV Zoo, and another hack that I'm going to recommend for you guys as well is, let's just say that you're going through ClickBank and there's nothing there that resonates with you. There's nothing that you could stand on. I recommend going on your favorite website and scroll all the way to the bottom. And most companies have a little link at the bottom that says affiliates. Most, not every company. And you'll be surprised. Walmart has it, eBay. There's just so many companies that have it. Right now, a lot don't come to mind, but just go all the way to the bottom. There's a lot of, if you're into crypto, if you're into trading, a lot of software companies, a lot of exchanges, they have an affiliate program. So if you scroll all the way to the bottom and you tap on the affiliate, go ahead and submit your information. If you're doing it through if you're doing it personal or through a business, just plug in your information, submit everything that they require so they can pay you legally, and then you could promote that product. So again, if you can't find something on ClickBank, on JVZoo that you stand behind, then go through your history, your search history on your laptop or your phone, and then scroll all the way to the bottom and ask yourself, hey, does this company have an affiliate product or affiliate program? And if they do, clearly you feel confident about them as a business because you're a customer of theirs, and that way you don't have to feel unethical about promoting something that doesn't resonate with you. So that's all I got for today. Just a quick recap. Tools that you're going to use is create a landing page. Oh, what tool will you use for a landing page? Drum roll. If you want access to a software, if you want access to a tool that essentially could help you with an autoresponder, having an autoresponder all in one. See, because one of the things you got to realize is back then you would have to put these pieces together. And there's probably some more stuff that I have missed, but this is a good framework for you to jump from. And it's not intentional. I'm not skipping out on something trying to lure you in. I am just giving you the best that I could right now. But um, one of the things that a lot of people have fallen into, and I was one of them, was you hear this presentation and you're like, oh, I could do that. That's easy. But then you got to think about the practical side. You got to think about, okay, an autoresponder. I know I need it, but how much does that cost? And then what about a landing page? Okay, what about being able to send text messages? What about being able to maybe outside of just the landing page, have a separate website, or um, that's all I got for now. So instead of using three different tools and having to integrate them together, you could just use one. And if you want to know what tool I've used, if you want to be able to save money and also be able to contribute towards the economy that you're interested in getting in, then I'll go ahead and add a link in the description section, but I'll only add it when somebody says they want to know what software I use. And the software is all in one. You'll be able to create landing pages. And the beauty is that it's super simple. Once you create the landing page, it's automatically connected to the autoresponder. So when they submit their information, you have all of their contact information. It's all organized in a CRM form. It's all organized. You have all of their contact information, and it automatically triggers out emails to go out to them as you set that up. You could also create an SMS campaign as well, but you do have to get A to P approved. You got to get approved to send text messages out, which I could help you guys with that as well. But for now, landing page, tools, traffic. Ooh, one, damn, I gotta tell you guys this. This is some sauce right here, guys. This right here, this right here is worth its weight in gold. If you don't want to pay for traffic, or as an alternative, so pay for traffic and post free content, but this right here, I'm not gonna spell it all right, but that's a platform that allows you to offer a service, and they don't charge you until you make a sale. They don't charge you until you make a sale. So you post your service, and then when you make a sale, you take 10% of that sale, which is awesome. So pay as you go. That's all I got for today. If you have any questions, comment below. Stay strong, keep growing, keep developing. And remember, we are one. Peace.